did you have any scary moments while being an instructor over in the US?
Um, the answer to that question is probably two. One came very early on, and it wasn't actually in the air; it was on the ground. When I arrived on the 550th as a fully fledged instructor about to teach kids to fly this airplane, I walked into the boss's office for my arrival interview. A very impressive man, cool, quiet, chewing away on his toothpick.
Oh, I like that story, yeah.
Come in, English kid, sit down. And I sat down. He said, I'm only going to tell you one thing. The turkey in the front's out there to kill you, and given half a chance, he will. I really, I didn't really expect to hear that.
Yeah.
The first moment from my boss. But it was something I'd never really considered before, and I bore it in mind. And it's partly because you're dealing with Americans. You think Americans think the same as you. They probably do, 95% of the time. But it's like the words that are common but have different meanings in our two languages. So I took that. That was a shock and a surprise. And the other scary moment occurred to me on the ground. And again, you'll probably recall this. I was about to take off one day and the whole base got grounded. I was literally on the end of the runway about to take off, and they grounded everybody. And the reason they grounded everybody was there had been a midair. A three-ship had taken off, and two of the three had collided. And the two who collided were the number two of the F-4 pair and the aggressor T-38 with a student in the back. And that was my deputy flight commander and one of the students on the course. And I didn't know what was wrong until I came back to the squadron. And again, Bob Rossmeister's words came back to me when I came back to the squadron. So it wasn't scary in the sense that, wow, that's dangerous. It was bringing home to you that this is a dangerous occupation.
Absolutely, yeah. And on a personal side, what were the big differences for you, obviously arriving at, Luke Air Force Base compared to the UK and the RAF?
Two or three things. Firstly, no one knew what a squadron leader was. It could have been some kind of sergeant as far as they were concerned.
Right.
And I was poor as a church mouse because by comparison with all my colleagues who were junior in rank, I lived in a base quarter, which is okay. They all had houses with swimming pools and, they were quite well off. So economically, it was a challenge. The other thing, they were wonderfully friendly and the atmosphere was fabulous, just like a UK squadron, and that they worked together really well. Our time when we weren't flying, we worked brilliantly as a bunch of people together. But the biggest shock was landing in Phoenix. Leaving the UK when we were on 3-day weeks, petrol was going through the roof in terms of its cost, and there was a ban on use of electricity, so no lights were on. I arrived in Phoenix and every light in the whole of Arizona was on. Neon everywhere, no shortage of gas, no nothing. You see, I picked up gas. I can't call petrol anything other than gas.
No.
So they were the biggest changes, but it was the kindred spirits of being on American Squadron was very much like the UK's, with one other exception. We had our own doctor. Each squadron had its own doctor, which is brilliant.